Have you ever watched a Disney movie and wished you could understand every single word perfectly? What if I told you that Disney songs are actually secret weapons for learning English fast? Today we're going to discover how the magic of Disney can transform you from an English beginner into a confident speaker, and I promise you'll never look at your favorite Disney songs the same way again. Welcome back to Learn English 2 podcast, the show that helps you master English through fun, engaging, and practical lessons. I'm your host, and today we're diving into something absolutely magical. We're going to learn English with Disney songs. Now, you might be thinking, can Disney really help me learn English? The answer is absolutely yes. Disney songs use simple, clear English. They repeat important phrases, and best of all, they're incredibly memorable. Whether you're just starting your English journey or you want to improve your pronunciation and vocabulary, Disney songs offer the perfect combination of entertainment and education. So grab your headphones, get comfortable, and let's begin this magical English adventure together. Let me start by telling you why Disney songs are perfect for English learners, especially beginners. First, Disney songs use what we call everyday English. This means the words and phrases you hear are the same ones native speakers use in regular conversations. Second, the melodies help your brain remember new vocabulary much faster than traditional studying methods. When you sing along, you're not just learning words, you're training your mouth muscles for proper English pronunciation. And third, Disney stories are universal. So even if you don't understand every word immediately, you already know the context and emotions behind the songs. Let's begin with the basics, using one of the most famous Disney songs ever created. I'm talking about Hakuna Matata from The Lion King. Now, before we dive into the lyrics, let me teach you what this phrase actually means. Hakuna Matata is a Swahili phrase that means no worries in English. But in the song, Disney teaches us much more than just this phrase. Listen to this line. It means no worries for the rest of your days. This simple sentence contains several important English grammar structures that beginners need to master. First, we have the word means. This is the third-person singular form of the verb mean, which is used to explain or define something. For example, you can say red means stop or green means go. The structure it means is extremely useful in everyday conversations when you want to explain something to someone. Next, we have no worries. This is a very common English expression that native speakers use all the time. Instead of saying, don't be concerned or don't be anxious, we simply say no worries. You can use this phrase when someone apologizes to you, when someone asks for a small favor, or when you want to reassure someone that everything is okay. Then we have for the rest of your days. This phrase teaches us how to talk about future time periods. The word rest here doesn't mean sleep or relaxation. It means the remaining part, or what is left. So the rest of your days means all the days you have left in your life. You can use this structure with other time periods too. For example, for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, or for the rest of the year. Now let's practice pronunciation with Hakuna Matata. The stress pattern is very important. It's Hakuna Matata. Notice how we emphasize the second syllable in each word. This stress pattern is common in English, and practicing with songs helps you develop natural rhythm in your speech. Moving on to everyday life applications, let's explore how Disney songs teach us to describe our daily activities and routines. Take the song Be Our Guest from Beauty and the Beast. This song is packed with vocabulary related to meals, hospitality, and daily activities. Listen to phrases like, try the gray stuff, it's delicious, or life is so unnerving for a servant who's not serving. The phrase try the gray stuff teaches us how to make suggestions in English. The word try is incredibly useful for beginners because it's used in so many situations. You can say, try this food, try calling him, try studying every day, or try speaking more slowly. The structure is simple. Try followed by a noun or a verb with ing. The word delicious is essential food vocabulary. Native speakers use this word constantly when talking about taste. But here's something important. We don't just use delicious for food. In informal English, people also say things like, this music is delicious, or what a delicious sunset. However, as a beginner, focus on using delicious for food until you're more confident with the language. The second line, life is so unnerving for a servant who's not serving, teaches us about English word families. Notice how servant and serving come from the same root word serve. This is very common in English. Understanding word families helps you expand your vocabulary quickly. If you know serve, you can learn service, servant and serving, and server. If you know help, you can learn helpful, helper, and helping. Now let's talk about conversations and how Disney songs prepare you for real English interactions. One of the best examples is A Whole New World from Aladdin. This song is essentially a conversation between two people, which makes it perfect for learning dialogue patterns. Listen to how the conversation flows. I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? This is natural conversational English. Aladdin starts by making an offer. I can show you the world. This structure, I can show you, plus an object is extremely useful. You can say, I can show you the way, I can show you my house, or I can show you how to cook. The adjectives, shining, shimmering, splendid, teach us how native speakers often use multiple descriptive words together, especially words that start with the same sound. This is called alliteration, and it makes speech more musical and memorable. Practice saying these three words together to improve your pronunciation and fluency. Then Aladdin asks a question. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? This question structure is more advanced, but it's important to recognize it. The phrase, when did you last, is used to ask about the most recent time someone did something. For example, when did you last visit your family? Or when did you last eat pizza? As a beginner, you can start with simpler versions like, when did you eat? Or when did you go home? The concept of let your heart decide introduces the idea of following your emotions rather than logic. This phrase pattern, let something decide or let someone decide, is very common in English. You might hear, let me decide, let her choose, or let the experts handle it. Princess Jasmine responds with a whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. Her response shows us how to express wonder and amazement. The phrase, I never knew, is perfect for beginners because it's simple but very expressive. You can use it when you discover something surprising. I never knew you could speak English so well. Or I never knew this restaurant existed. Building habits is crucial for language learning, and Disney songs can help you create daily English practice routines. Let's use supercalifragilisticexpialidocious from Mary Poppins as an example. Now I know this word looks impossible to pronounce, but that's exactly why it's perfect for building pronunciation habits. The song teaches us that even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. This line contains important learning advice disguised as entertainment. The word even though introduces contrast, which is the advanced grammar concept. But the overall message is simple. Practice makes perfect. The phrase, if you say it loud enough, teaches us conditional sentences. This is the pattern, if you do something, then something else will happen. For beginners, this is incredibly useful. You can say, if you practice every day, you will improve. If you listen to English songs, you will learn new words, or if you speak slowly, people will understand you. The word precocious might be new to you. It means showing advanced development or maturity at an early age. But more importantly, this song teaches us that pronunciation comes from confidence and practice. When you practice difficult sounds regularly, your mouth muscles develop memory, and speaking becomes automatic. Here's how to use Disney songs to build daily habits. Choose one Disney song each week and listen to it every day. On Monday, just listen and try to understand the general meaning. On Tuesday, look up any words you don't know. On Wednesday, practice singing along, focusing on pronunciation. On Thursday, write down your favorite lines from the song. On Friday, try to use one phrase from the song in a real conversation. On Saturday, teach the song to someone else or explain what it means. On Sunday, listen to the song one more time and notice how much more you understand compared to Monday. Let's practice this method with Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid. This song is fantastic for learning vocabulary related to life, happiness, and making choices. The opening line says, the seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. This is a play on the English idiom, the grass is always greener on the other side, which means people always think other people's situations are better than their own. Learning idioms through songs is incredibly effective because the melody helps you remember the complete phrase. Native speakers use idioms constantly in casual conversation, so knowing them helps you sound more natural. Other common idioms you might find in Disney songs include follow your dreams, never give up, believe in yourself, and everything happens for a reason. The song continues with, you dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. This teaches us how to express opinions and give advice in English. The structure, that is a big mistake, is very direct and useful. You can also say, that is a good idea, that is a bad choice, or that is the right answer. Now let's explore how Disney songs help with pronunciation and accent training. Take the song Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. This song contains many sounds that are challenging for English learners. Listen to the line. You think you own whatever land you land on. Notice the repeated land sound. This gives you excellent practice with the short A sound, which is difficult for many learners. The phrase Colors of the Wind itself is great for practicing the W sound at the end of wind. Many learners pronounce this like wine instead of wind. Practice saying wind, 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 and feel how your lips form a small circle at the end. Another challenging line is, but I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. This sentence practices the difficult R sound in rock, creature, and spirit. It also practices the th sound in tree. Remember to put your tongue between your teeth for this sound. The repetition in Disney songs is perfect for pronunciation practice. The phrase has a life, has a spirit, has a name repeats the same structure 3 times, giving you multiple chances to practice the H sound and the rhythm of English sentences. Let's talk about building confidence through Disney songs. One of the most empowering Disney songs for English learners is Let It Go from Frozen. The main character, Elsa, is literally finding her voice and expressing herself freely, which is exactly what you need to do when learning English. The famous line, let it go, can't hold back anymore, teaches us about phrasal verbs. Let go means to release or stop holding on to something. Hold back means to restrain yourself or not show your full potential. These phrasal verbs are essential for natural English conversation. But more importantly, this song teaches us about emotional expression in English. Elsa sings, "The fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all." This shows us how to talk about overcoming challenges, which is perfect vocabulary for describing your language learning journey. You can say things like, "The mistakes I made before don't bother me anymore," or "The fear of speaking English can't stop me now." Notice how English uses can't instead of cannot in casual speech. Contractions like can't, don't, and won't make your English sound more natural and fluent. Advanced vocabulary building with Disney becomes easier when you understand context and emotions. Let's examine Reflection from Mulan. This song deals with identity and self-discovery, giving us sophisticated vocabulary in a simple, memorable format. The line, "When will my reflection show who I am inside?" uses the future tense question, when will, which is extremely common in English. You can ask, when will you arrive? When will the movie start? Or, when will you finish your homework? The structure is when will plus subject plus main verb. The word reflection has multiple meanings in English. It can mean the image you see in a mirror, but it can also mean deep thinking or consideration. When someone says after reflection, "I decided to change jobs," they mean after thinking carefully. This double meaning makes the song title very clever and gives you two vocabulary items for the price of one. The phrase, "who I am inside," teaches us how to talk about personality and inner qualities. Native speakers often contrast inside with outside when discussing personality versus appearance. You might hear, "She looks serious on the outside, but she's very funny inside," or "He seems confident on the outside, but he's nervous inside." Cultural understanding is another huge benefit of learning English through Disney songs. These songs often contain references to American and Western culture that will help you understand native speakers better. For example, "Be Prepared" from The Lion King teaches us about planning and ambition, values that are highly important in English-speaking business culture. The phrase "be prepared" comes originally from the Boy Scout motto, which means always be ready for whatever might happen. In business English, you might hear, "Come to the meeting prepared." "I always prepare for the worst," or "good preparation leads to success, understanding." These cultural references makes you a more sophisticated English speaker and helps you connect better with native speakers who grew up with these songs and stories. Wow. We've covered so much ground today with Disney and English learning. Let's quickly review the key points we discovered. First, Disney songs are perfect for beginners because they use everyday English, memorable melodies, and familiar stories that provide context. We learned that Hakuna Matata teaches us how to explain meanings and talk about time periods. Be Our Guest showed us how to make suggestions and describe food. A Whole New World demonstrated natural conversation patterns and question formation. We discovered how supercalifragilisticexpialidocious can help build pronunciation habits through confident practice. Under the Sea introduced us to idioms and opinion expressions. Colors of the Wind provided excellent pronunciation practice for difficult English sounds. Let It Go taught us phrasal verbs and emotional expression. And Reflection showed us advanced vocabulary and cultural understanding. The most important takeaway is this: Disney songs combine entertainment with education, making your English learning journey enjoyable and effective. Remember, the magic isn't just in the movies, it's in how these songs can transform your English speaking ability. Your homework assignment is magical and fun. Choose your favorite Disney song from today's lesson, whether it's Hakuna Matata, Let It Go, or any other song that caught your attention. Listen to it every day this week using the 7-day method I described. Monday, just listen. Tuesday, look up new words. Wednesday, sing along. Thursday, write down favorite lines. Friday, use one phrase in conversation. Saturday, teach someone else. Sunday, listen again and celebrate your progress. I guarantee you'll be amazed at how much your English improves in just 1 week. Don't forget to subscribe to Learn English 2 podcast and hit that notification bell so you never miss our daily English lessons. Share this episode with friends who love Disney and want to improve their English. Leave a comment telling me which Disney song you'll practice with this week. I read every single comment and I love hearing about your progress. Next week, we're exploring English learning with movie quotes, so you definitely don't want to miss that episode. Until then, remember, learning English doesn't have to be boring when you have Disney magic on your side. Keep practicing, stay confident, and I'll see you in the next episode of Learn English 2 podcast.